Welcome to Torch Talk.
VHS news for the students, by the students.
Coming up next.
Valentine fun.
Getting to know Miss Kelly.
Chinese New Year.
I'm Harmony.
And I'm Liv, and this is Torch Talk. Welcome back everyone, and happy Valentine's Day.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, Torch Talk has an Easter egg contest for you today.
A what? Harmony, Easter is still a month away.
I know, this is a Valentine's Easter egg hunt. Easter eggs are a way to describe little things that are hidden in films and other media.
Oh, that type of egg. Like the ones that directors hide in Disney movies, you mean?
Exactly, Liv. We've hidden 10 cupids in Torch Talk today. They look like this.
Cute. So what's the contest? To find the cupids?
Exactly. We're going to send the Torch Talk link to everyone at lunchtime today.
And if you find the cupids, you get a prize?
That's right. We'll send a Google form to secondary and a printable form to primary.
So we find the cupids and describe where they are in the episode. Can we use timestamps?
Yes, or say who or what the cupid is pointing to. For instance, this one is pointing to you, Liv.
And what's the prize? Oh, and the deadline.
The deadline is Wednesday at 5 p.m. The prize is Valentine chocolates for 10 winners.
What if more than 10 get it all right?
We'll pop names into a hat and draw 10 winners, 5 in secondary, 5 in primary.
Sounds like fun, Harmony. I hope lots of people try to find the Valentine Easter eggs.
Me too.
Speaking of contests, the library leaders would like to announce their pets and books winners.
Our primary winner is Fatty the Chicken, owned by Ella in year 4. And our secondary winner is Meow the Cat, owned by Sienna in year 8. Thank you so much for participating in our pet contest, and everyone who participated will receive a treat today.
Really? I wish I'd entered.
Well, actually, Harmony, you still can. Let's go to Miss Yorston, who has a very special announcement.
Miss Yorston's not here. I am McDougall, and I have kidnapped her. World Book Day is indeed coming. We have got it on Friday the 4th of March. What do we have? Let's have a look, shall we? There'll be Guess the Teacher Favourite Book competition. You will have Pet Reading competition. You will have Dress Up as Your Favourite Character competition. Visit the National Library, the Youth Library in Hamilton. You will have lunchtime listening to stories. Teachers reading you stories as you eat. Are you hooked into reading? Are you? Are you? Do you want to pick up a book and read it? I think you should. Don't you?
World Book Day, Valentine's Day, any more festivals we should know about, Harmony?
As a matter of fact, yes. Chinese New Year.
That's right. Let's go see how the primary department celebrated.
This is what you would wear on Chinese New Year.
This is your traditional dress that you wear?
You wear red clothes, yellow, gold, and pink.
Red, yellow, gold, and pink.
This is a dragon. It's a symbol of brave.
Ah, a symbol of bravery. We were talking about this year. Chinese New Year is the year of the, can anyone tell me? In a big voice, London, do you remember?
The year of the tiger.
The year of the tiger, that's right. And I do believe that we talked about bravery. If you were born this coming year from February 1st onwards, bravery would be one of your qualities.
The thing that you would put the decoration, it means good health.
Good health. Where would you hang this in your home, Vivian?
By the fireplace.
So Vivian has a special spot in her home where they put their decorations, and this one is good health. And you can see some of the same colors that are in Vivian's dress in the sign as well.
This is a red lantern that you would hang on this tree that we have. This is a fire pop. You would put it outside. It's not a real one. You would light it and it would pop, pop, pop all the way to the top.
Will you do that on Chinese New Year? Wow, so you're gonna set the poppers off.
This is a red envelope that people that are married give it to people that are not. And it has money in it for good luck. And you would say, Gung Hei Fa Cha.
Can you say that one more time?
Gung Hei Fa Cha.
Do you want to try it, ladies?
Gung Hei Fa Cha.
Which means
Good luck.
good luck. Any questions for Vivian?
I like the red dress. What would you usually have for dinner on Chinese New Year? We have this big tray of food that has candy and nuts on it that we would normally put on the table.
All right, ladies, can we give a round of applause to Vivian? Thank you so much, Vivian. Oh, there's
Chinese New Year, we celebrate joy and happiness of the new year. And the calendar, when you find it, is based on the sun and the moon. It rotates from January to February each year. And we made these lanterns so they go up on the 15th day to let go of the past year.
I like learning about the different culture festivals. Do you, Liv?
Yes, I also love learning about some of our teachers. This week, Torch Talk spoke to Miss Kelly. Over to you, Carmela.
Welcome to Torch Talk. Thank you for joining us. We would like to learn more about you. What are 3 words that describe you?
Thank you, Carmela, and thank you for inviting me to Torch Talk today. 3 words that describe me. Well, like a teacher, I'm going to go with words I can remember. I would say passionate, professional, and personable, just because they all start with a P.
Where did you grow up?
That's a really good question. I grew up all over the place. My parents were diplomats, so I grew up in Ghana, Burkina Faso, Germany, Japan. I pretty much grew up all over the world.
What is your favorite food?
That's hard. I really like food. I would have to say anything Italian or Greek is really up my alley.
What is on your bucket list?
Bolivia. I recently fell in love with the country of Bolivia, mostly because it has lots of mountains, and I've never been to South America, so that would be on my bucket list. I would love to go to Bolivia.
If you were not a teacher, what would you be and why?
I'd be a florist. I love flowers. I love arranging flowers. I love flowers on every occasion, so I would be a florist if I were not a teacher.
Tell us something surprising about you.
It's not surprising if, for question 1 and also for my students, that I speak about 5 different languages. So that's probably what a lot of people don't know, or my students know about me. I speak lots of languages.
What languages do you speak?
So I speak English, French, Kassim, Fanti, Ga, and I understand German and a bit of Japanese.
If you could take your students anywhere, where would you take them and why?
I would take them back to Tanzania or somewhere on the African continent. Pre-COVID, it probably was my favorite school trip ever. The students had a wonderful time and it just challenged some of their preconceptions about Africa, and I would love to take them and perhaps maybe this time actually get to go on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Thank you for sharing with us and joining us in Torch Talk.
Thank you, Carmela, and thank you very much to the Torch Talk team.
Thanks, Carmela. That was great. What's up next, Harmony?
How do you feel about visiting a basketball game?
Hey, did you know that basketball was called that because half-bushel peach baskets were originally used for the baskets?
I didn't, but Torch Talk asked Year 7s to explain the game to us. Let's ask Tessa what she found out.
Basketball was invented in 1891 by James Naismith, and Liv is correct. The first goals were half-bushel peach baskets. The first basketball game took place in 1892, where the court was half the size of what it is today. This week, Sport Talk visited the Year 7 enrichment period in the Jessie Beasy Sports Center.
Basketball is a team sport where two teams, usually with 5 players on each team, play against each other on a rectangular court.
It's a very popular sport worldwide. Play with a round orange ball that bounces.
Basketball players mainly use skills such as dribbling, shooting, running, and jumping.
The idea is to get the ball through the hoop mounted on the backboard on the opponent's side of the court.
You have to stop the opponent from shooting it into your team's hoop.
The game typically lasts for 4 quarters, and the team with the most points at the end of the 4 quarters wins the game.
And that's it for Sports Talk. Back to you, Harmony and Liv.
Thanks, Tessa. Before we go to our roaming reporter, we'd like to share a message from our guidance counselors.
Hi girls, and how are you? I'm Miss Baston and this is Mrs. Ken, and we're here today to give you 3 simple study tips. Take it away, Mrs. Ken.
Thank you. Tip number 1, time chunking. Be sure to put a certain amount of time aside to focus on one task so that you can do it to the best of your ability. Silence all those cell phones and devices and just stay focused for that time on the task at hand. Tip 2, prioritize your hardest assignments first down to your easiest. So when you want to start, you want to use your mental energy in the best way, and that is to work on the hardest one first.
Tip number 3, self-care. Always remember to get a good night's rest, so 8 to 10 hours is very important. In the morning, wake up and have a good breakfast that will give you the energy to start your day. And the last one is schedule breaks. It's good to have a bit of downtime in between, okay? So take note of that, and good luck.
See you later.
Ciao.
Great advice for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Ken and Miss Baston.
And that just about wraps up Torch Talk this week. But before we finish, let's check in with our roaming reporter.
Roaming reporters ask the VHS community, which would you rather have, love or money?
Love, because money can't buy happiness, and if you look for the right things, you can be really happy.
I choose money because with love, you can't buy yourself anything. And when you're able to buy yourself stuff, you're able to live a happy life. And many people say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I believe that it depends what you spend it on. If you spend a lot of money on sports cars and unnecessary things, then you might not be happy. But if you spend it on things for your loved ones and for people who you enjoy being around, then I feel that it's important to have money over love.
Money!
Love, because money can't buy happiness and love lasts longer. It can make you feel accepted, and money is also fundamentally not sufficient.
Love, because I love my sister Olivia.
Love because it can make you happy, and money, like, you just buy stuff and it doesn't actually like do anything.
Yeah,
I would choose money because you can buy people's love with money.
Okay, but you
Yes.
not true love.
The question
I don't
know.
know.
The question is
you love or money, which means if you have one, you do not have the other. You don't get both.
I don't mind.
You don't get
I
both.
like
Whatever
money.
you have of either gets taken away once you choose one.
But there's a lot of things I can do with money. I can solve more problems with money. I can build different companies with money.
But that still won't get you.
I can buy myself
think
stuff.
about-
What's so good about love?
Yeah.
Okay, so think
I don't
about
have a
the
strong
outcome.
opinion on either of them. A lot of people thought I did, but I don't have a strong opinion on either of them. Like, there's always a reason why not to choose one.
It depends on what love you're talking about.
Yeah.
What kind of money you're talking about.
If I had to choose between money or love, I choose love. I definitely think going back to an example would make a lot of sense to it. And if I look back, I think that there are a lot of places where you can equate love to hope, or to some sort of feeling of being able to continue on with something. And I know that in extreme situations where people haven't had money at all, as opposed to saying, oh, I only have a little bit of money, like in a situation where an economy crashes and you have to barter, you don't have coins or paper to use. People who keep hope are the ones that are able to survive through extreme situations, even when you don't have any sort of currency to spend. So I would say I would choose love over money.
Back to you, Live in Harmony. What would you choose, Harmony? Love or money?
Love, I think. What about you, Liv?
Oh, money for sure.
Don't forget to check your email for the Torch Talk link at lunchtime.
And see if you can find all the Cupid Easter eggs in this broadcast.
And remember, if you have anything you want to share on Torch Talk, email us at torchtalk@bhs.bn.
Torch Talk.
News for the students, by the students.